Hey guys, welcome back to the Sense Pop channel. What we are gonna do today is I'm gonna do a short update, or as short as possible, on one of the decks that I uploaded several weeks ago during the Clash of Fates time, and surprisingly it got quite a bit of attention to it, and I was enjoying playing it myself. I was surprised how it worked and how much it worked, and but with the set 6 decks cards that was introduced, I immediately see that there is some upgrade potential, improvement potential for the deck itself. So I would like to share what I've been playing with and how good the deck has become. Yeah. Unfortunately, in order to avoid, this is the nature of videos, right? Because in order to avoid people to refer back to the old videos and the new videos, I kind of have to explain how the deck work with the new video as well. So this is not going to be a short update video, but go and see the other deck profile for the explanation on how it works. So what I'm going to do here is, for people who already knows about the deck, who has been playing with the deck, you could just take a look what is up here, and then maybe hear what I've added, which is going to be the first phase of the deck itself, the deck profile itself, and then take a look. Yep. You would also notice that there is no kind of like this intro, what I always do for my deck profile, right, where I'll just appear in the camera for a bit, not for this updated video, because this deck profile has been there for quite some time. It's just updated with new card, so I would not consider this as a new deck profile. It's more of the same old but with the new cards. Yep. All right, so for those people who have been playing with the deck, you would know the engine by now. And from the feedback I gather, yes, the deck is good, and many people love playing with the deck, especially with the new set 6 going forward with the set 6 meta right now. This deck, it's even better, yeah? Because if you're facing with vanilla Goku, you could pop them easy, because this deck, it's about having board control. If you're facing Broly, they're gonna have such a hard time dealing with you, because it's your leader. They want to hit you and bring you down so that you can awaken earlier, and once you awaken earlier, that's actually good. Then you could pop their Broly and hopefully destroy their chain whenever it's possible. Yep. So let's talk about the deck and the new cards that are inside. If you don't know the leader just plays one card from your hand during his unawakened side under this card, and then you choose up to one of your opponent's battle card with energy 3 or less, and you KO it. Draw 2 when you awake, and once per turn for his awakened side, you place one card from your hands, and then you draw 2 cards. This is reason because once per turn you get to place 2 cards from under this card in the drop area. So take 2 cards from underneath this card and choose up to one of your opponent's battle card and KO it. So you can't KO anything that has barrier. That said, you could KO anything else. Yep. That's a really good thing. One thing to note when you're playing with this leader, especially with those that awaken and draw 2, a lot of people, what they will do is that they will awaken when it is ready. When your opponent is swinging during your opponent's turn, you could awaken him, because you don't get the untap 2, draw 2 cards, and getting the 5k for defense play. It's actually good. However, that's it. However, because this has to activate main once per turn, what you can do here is, if you want to pop 2 things on your opponent's board, especially if you're against Broly, they have like 2 cards there, or you're against Kid Goku, which vanilla Goku, right? So you have 2 cards that you want to take care. You want to take care of the Android 18, and you want to take care of the Son Goku, the Kid Goku. So what you can do is, before you awaken, put 1 card underneath your leader's card, KO their Android 18, flip over, draw 2, put 1 card under this card from your hands, and then you draw 2, then take that 2 out and pop his Kid Goku, so that you could start clearing the board just like that. So don't waste his once per turn popping effect if you need it. But if there's nothing on the board, go ahead. You don't need to do this, right? But yeah. Alright, so let's talk about the card. Here, this is the new card. When you play this card, draw one card. So one costs 1 and activate main for 1 green, 1 colorless energy. You get to choose 1 green Frieza army with a cost of 2 or less from your deck, and you play it, then shuffle your deck. Great card. The reason is, even though Cell, it's a really good leader, right? It helps to like thin out your deck because you really sift through your deck with this draw 2, draw 2, draw 2. The problem with him is that in the past, right, is sometimes I don't get the cards I need. Cheelai, what she does is for 2 energy, you keep your hands, because instead of playing it from your hands, you just tap 2, go to your deck, draw out one of this or one of this, depending on how you want to play it. If there's nothing on the board, play him, then you get the draw 2. You make your opponent drop 1, and then you have a 15k body on the board. But if they have something on the board, and what you can do is pay 2, bring Cheelai the Beautiful out, and then use his ability, KO one of your opponent's battle card, and make him drop 1. You don't even need this guys on your hand, in your hands. This is something that you want to be in your hands. So the Cheelai engine here is something that I added, and it's really good. One of the things I also realized with this deck is that, especially with the prevalent of Shenron and Super Shenron, right? They're not gonna attack you that early. That's the problem. So I want to awaken early. You don't get to draw when you are not awakened. So usually with all this draw 2 or leaders, you want to awaken as fast as possible, as soon as possible, because it's just so much easier to defend yourself at 15, and it's just then you can start drawing, and that's really good. Yep. What's good here is that unlike the untapped 2 leader, if your opponent is going very aggressive, actually a draw 2 leader it's better. The reason why, it's because there's no difference between you awaken at turn 1 or awaken at turn 2. Actually, with the draw 2 leader, what you want is you want to awaken as early as possible. That's how, during the start of the game, before we have the untap 2, before we kind of figure out how to untap 2, how good an untap 2 leader is, we all wanted to awaken early because it's just so much easier to defend yourself with 15k, and you get to draw on your leader side. Yeah, so this is something that it's good against like Broly. Against Broly, this deck, it's amazing, honestly. All right, so let's that's why I played 7 of this self-awaken card, just in case your opponent is not going to awaken you. But if they're going to awaken you, that's good, because you could set up your engine going forward. Yep. Alright, so that's the update for this deck. What I'm going to continue now is I'm going to talk about how to end the game with this deck. So those people that has been watching my video, the first video, not the updated one, you would have already known, because the second half, it's always the same. So this is where I bid you goodbye. But those people who wants to listen, this is the first time you're seeing this deck. This is how you could, this is the second part of the game. Yeah, so this is the game plan. What you want, I'm gonna start now. Yeah. So what you want to do here is that this whole idea is having board control. Your game literally starts at, you have quite a lot of things to do at the start, right? Because you could play this Cheelai with this Lemo with, or Cheelai the Beautiful. The more you stack up Cheelai the Beautiful, the more crazier it is for your opponent, because you are almost guaranteed to pop his card when you want to, right? So you can pop it, and then if you have 2 Cheelai the Beautiful on the board, he has to drop 1, and because you KO one of your opponent's battle card, take note, it's KOing. You could play surprise attack Frieza, so he is going minus, and always minus, because he's either gonna -1 life or -1 card in his hands. just to deal with this guy. Yep. So this guy is really good. Let them KO this guy, because the reason why, it's because if you have another on board in your hands, you could play him again the next round when you KO one of your opponent's battle card. And it's auto. That means if your opponent KO this card, and then if you're shocking Death Ball during your opponent's turn, and then there's Cheelai on the board, your opponent has to drop 2 Cheelai stacks, your opponent has to drop 2, then you could play surprise attack Frieza again, taking that if he's already not in play. Yep. So this is what you want to do at the start: control the game, and then wait until it comes to 10-4. Take note that there are 2 different types of super combos at play. We have the stout-hearted Android 16. The reason why we play this is because you want to make your opponent drop 1. So when your opponent swings at you, and then you make your opponent drop 1 while defending yourself. So that's a pretty good super combo. Infernal Vinily Cell, this sometimes can get you out of a ditch, but the reason why I play him is because you could actually stack it into your cell and make your opponent pop your opponent's card, because you want this or this in your drop area at 10-4. Okay, so how does the 10-4 play starts? 10-4, you would want Persistent Assault Krillin and one Final Showdown Goku in your hands. So if you don't know what this 2 card does, they are amazing. So 10-4, slap him down. It's totally safe. Trust me, it is safe. Some situation not, but most of the time yes, because with Krillin, when you play this card, you get to draw 1 card, and if your leader is either green or black, we are green, yeah, and this card is in rest mode, your opponent card can't attack leader's card. So he is a 15k deadly defender, and then you ask yourself, why do we want to play that? It's because of Final Showdown Son Goku. When a Krillin card with an energy cost 4 or more in your battle area is KO'd by your opponent, bam, this guy. If your leader card is green or black, yes we are, play this card from your hand, and you can play Final Showdown Son Goku for the duration of the turn. So this is an auto. So when Krillin is being KO'd, Final Showdown Son Goku comes out. Alright, and when you play this card from your hand, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, and KO him. So imagine if your your opponent is playing Broly, and then you kind of force him to swing his leader against you, because turn 4, if you survive that long, really. So at turn 4, he swings against you, you KO this card, and he comes out, and you KO your opponent's Broly, because you don't care. You really don't care. You just KO him. Alright, and then because if Cheelai the Beautiful is on the board, they have to drop more cards again. Yep. So stack up your Cheelai the Beautiful. It's a really good card. So you could, I find that playing 4, it's a little bit too much, because most of the time speedy partner Lemo, it's better. However, if you want to change because of your playstyle, 4-3 or 4-3 or 3-4, it doesn't matter. It's really up to you. Yeah. Arguably, this card just looks better. Cheelai fan. Yeah. Alright, so at turn 5, what you have on the board is this. You have a Final Showdown Son Goku, and then you have 5 energy, right? So you have this guy, and hopefully you have Cheelai. So what you can do is you could pop your opponent's battle card again, make them drop, yeah? And then what you can do is that you could play Super Saiyan Gotenks, and this card is set 1, but such a good set 1 card, because when you play this card, you get to choose up to 2 of your energy, switch them to active mode, then draw 1 card. So this is basically a 3 cost 25k double striker that nets you 1 card. So when you play him, untap 2, then you get to draw 1. So you got 2 energies for free. Tap 1 of your energy. This is such a great card, this combination. So Krillin, Final Showdown Son Goku, and this guy, it's such a good combination. And now you would know why we play 8 super combos here. When this card attacks, so for 1 green you get to choose 1 card from your hands and put it into drop area. You get to evolve energy on a green Son Goku with energy 5 or more, which this is your guy, right? And The best part about this card is it's a double striker, so when this card attacks, choose up to 3 green battle cards in the drop area and combo with them. So you want to choose Cheelai. No, I'm just joking. It depends on what you want to do. It's either you go for Android 16, so you could do like a 3 Android 16 back from your drop area. You combo with him, so this guy becomes a 55k double striker, and your opponent's drop 3. If you have this guy in your hands on turn 5, 3 of them, your opponent is guaranteed almost a GG, right? Because you swing with him. If you pop, when you pop your opponent's battle card, your opponent's drop 1. You can play a surprise attack freezer, swing with, then after that play Gotenks, draw 1, untap 2, swing with your freezer, 3 times super combo this guy, make your opponents drop 3, and then they would take this damage, 45k critical damage. They have to take it unless they are down to 2 lives. You could swing with your Gotenks, go for 55k, make your opponent drop 3 because you can super combo 3 times, and then they have to combo out with remaining cards in their hand so that they could stay alive, because they are at, this guy, it's a 55k double striker that will end the game because he's at 2 lives. Then evolve this guy out, swing with him, and then take back the 3 Android 16 super combo, and then just make your opponents drop 3 more. So your opponent has to defend drop 3, defend himself against a 55k double striker, then drop 3 again, defend himself against a 55k double striker. You have 1 last energy, tap 1 for Scientist Fool, and just finish the game. Right there and then. Alright, the reason why we play 4 super combos is realistically speaking, you're not gonna get you're not gonna get this 3 super combos in your hand by turn 5. This is how, because your draw engine is not that good, right? He's good, but there's limitation to it, right? And so even if you have this guy on the board, so when you combo with this card, you get to draw 1 card. So what you can do is you could do a combination. So if your opponent, there's a situation where your opponent doesn't really have that amount of cards in his hands, so making him drop more, that doesn't really make sense, right? Because you know that if he has maybe 3 cards in his hands, right, or maybe 3 cards, that's all he have. If you swing with this guy, then you can go for this. Why? Because if he's at down to 2 lives, with that 3 cards, what he needs to do is he needs to combo out of the sticky situation with the 3 cards that he has left. So then it nets you 3 more. Then when you, and especially if you don't have this guy, right, you might draw this guy out, and then when you swing with this guy, take back your Inferno villainy cell there, and then you go for 55k double strike again, draw 3. If you have this guy, slap him down, go for 85, make your opponent drop 3. Yep. So it really depends on your situation whether you want to go for Inferno Villainy Cell or Stout Cartridge 16. The problem with this guy is that it takes 1 energy just to bring him down to the drop area, but it nets you 1 card, which is pretty good, and it defends yourself. Sometimes I don't find myself needed because most of the time I want myself to get hit so that I can awaken. What you can do is with this guy, you can put it under cell just to pop people's card, and then using his ability, put this guy, because you get to choose, right? You get to place 2 cards from under this deck into a drop area. So you take the Inferno Villainy Cell, and then you put it into a drop area. That's how you could use it with this guy, just to swing with him. Yeah. So it depends on how you want to do this. Take note, this is of course 1 energy, so 3 times draw 3 for 3 energy might be a little bit too much. However, if you want to do it, you can. Yeah. Alright, so that is the combo right here. Maybe one thing to take note, please don't sign this fool before you swing with this guy, please. Yeah, because he needs it to be in the drop area, right? Sign this fool before this guy swings, you are dead. Because There's no card in the drop area to combo him, so don't do this. Alright, so this is the short update. I hope as short as possible that I can on this deck profile. I've enjoyed it so much. I hope you guys enjoy it too. From the response I get from the previous video, it's awesome. It's awesome. I really love it. Alright, so thank you guys. Let's see each other in the next video. Yep, ciao, bye.